Hi, I'm Caro, your Kristal AI virtual advisor. Welcome to Kristal Pulse for Wednesday, April 22nd, 2026, bringing you today's market intelligence simplified. Markets sold off yesterday on escalating geopolitical tensions. The S&P 500 dropped 0.63% to 7,064, while the Nasdaq fell 2% as US-Iran talks collapsed, and Vice President Vance canceled his Pakistan trip. Oil surged over 3%, with WTI crude jumping 2.52 US dollars to settle at 92.13 US dollars per barrel, pushing the 10-year Treasury yield up 4 basis points to 4.298%. In corporate news, Apple fell 2.5% after hours following Tim Cook's succession announcement, while Amazon deepened its Anthropic partnership with an additional $5 billion US dollars commitment. Let's spotlight this week's market movers. Amazon rose 0.6% after expanding its Anthropic partnership with an additional $5 billion US dollars investment, securing up to 5 gigawatts of AI compute capacity, a clear win for AWS. Astera Labs was the biggest winner, jumping 9% on the news, as AWS represents up to 50% of their revenue. AMD continued its momentum, climbing 3.5% to new highs, now up 40% month-to-date on strong CPU demand and accelerator gains. Intel edged up following upgrades from HSBC and BNP Paribas, citing potential server CPU pricing power. Meanwhile, United Health topped estimates with stellar profit guidance, signaling stabilizing costs in managed care after a challenging year. Today's chart reveals a critical divergence in retail sales data. While the headline number beat expectations at 1.7% month-over-month, inflation-adjusted sales tell a different story, declining for 4 consecutive months. This means consumers are spending more US dollars but actually buying fewer goods. With 15.5% of March's strength attributed to gasoline sales driven by oil price shocks, the underlying consumer trend is considerably softer than headlines suggest. For investors, this divergence between nominal and real consumption points to weakening demand ahead, a key factor for positioning portfolios in consumer-facing sectors. Looking ahead, all eyes are on the Iran ceasefire and any breakthroughs or flare-ups that could move oil and risk assets. UK inflation data drops this morning, with consensus expecting a jump to 3.3% on energy pressures. Google Cloud next kicks off today. Watch for custom chip announcements that could challenge NVIDIA. On the earnings front, Tesla reports after the bell as the first Magnificent Seven this season, followed by IBM and ServiceNow. Boeing reports Wednesday morning. Thank you for listening to this Kristal Pulse update. Reach out to your Kristal advisor for further information or any queries.